Bonjour! Welcome to Martinique, the beautiful island of flowers where French charm meets the Caribbean. After clearing out of St. Lucia, we made our way north to Martinique, arriving in the early evening. We anchored out in front of Fort St. Louis, a 17th century fortress that actively serves as a French naval base. We enjoyed a peaceful, relaxing evening on the boat. The next day, we headed ashore for some sightseeing. We walked the streets of Fort de France, which felt distinctively French with its streets and charming cafes. We also came upon some great open-air markets with lots of good fruits and veggies. We arrived back at the boat just after lunch, so we decided to pull anchor and move a little further north up the coast. We landed in St. Pierre, where we dropped anchor for the night. It was on May 8, 1902, when the catastrophic eruption of Mount Pelée destroyed the historic port city of St. Pierre, known as the Paris of the Caribbean. The harbor is a world-famous shipwreck graveyard, holding the remains of over a dozen ships. We enjoyed a delicious cocktail on the beach before heading back to the boat. Okay, babe. You're on.
All right, so we're changing the oil in the generators today. Already done the port one. We're moving on to the starboard one. These reverse flow oil changers make it really pretty easy. They suck the oil out, the old oil out, and then you put the new fresh oil in. Obviously changing the filter in between. So I've done that engine, and I'm going to change over to the starboard side. And well, that's the wrong thing. I'll put these. There we go. Start to open the generator up. Here. This is the clean oil. Get the dirty oil in here. So we hit the drain button.
The dirty oil?
Dirty oil. 3 gallons. They hold, the generator's the same size, 29 kW, and they hold 3 gallons each. Alright, so we're good. We emptied the oil. Now we're going to have to take the filter off. I usually try to put a plastic bag under it along with old diaper just to kind of help control the mess. Sometimes it works.
You want to show us before you do it? Or?
Well, it's just the oil. It's just a filter up there. We're just going to take that off and replace it. It's hard to put an old diaper under it, catch any oil. And I hold a bag under it. Looks just all around the gasket there. So we'll get a good seal. Just screw it on nice and firm. Too messy. So now we're going to reverse this and do fill instead of drain. Like that. Dipstick, see where we're at. Get an idea.
Show us.
And yeah, we are pretty close. To the top. I'm going to crank it up for a second so we get it circulating and fill up the filter. And then we'll kind of top it off and get it right. So we just cranked it up to fill the filter, and we're slightly low, so we'll top it off and be good to go.
Unfortunately, when we arrived in the Saints, it was incredibly blowy. The wind and the seas made for a challenging arrival. Once we finally got the anchor safely set and holding tight, we admired our new surroundings. The views of the islands were beautiful, but with the high winds, choppy waves, there was simply no way we could safely launch or navigate the tender to go ashore. Instead, we stayed put, admiring the landscape around us, along with many other boats rolling around. The next day brought no change in the weather. The wind and the waves continued to howl, making it impossible to go ashore in the Saints. So we unfortunately pulled the anchor and motored up along the coast of Guadeloupe to Dayhay to anchor for the evening. We managed to find a decent spot, but the anchorage was still a bit rolly as the ocean swell crept into the bay. As soon as the anchor was secure, we headed straight into town to check out with customs, wanting to handle our clearance before leaving Guadalupe waters for St. Kitts. However, when we got there, there was no customs officer around. Luckily, we contacted our agent in St. Kitts, who told us that our online checkout was completely fine and that we were good to head to St. Kitts the next day. Having an agent has been very helpful, making checking in and out much easier.
One of only 3 boats in this anchorage and ferry, Guadalupe. A rainbow going over the mountain, and it's blowing like crazy. Whew. And it's picked up again. We're passing Montserrat. Again, we passed it 60 days ago. It was a cloudy, rainy day when we passed it, headed south. Pretty sunny day on the way back.
We made it back to St. Kitts, where we were able to secure a slip at Safe Harbor Marina. It was so nice to finally tie up to a dock, plug into shore power, and completely settle to relax for a few days without worrying about a rolly anchorage. To make things better, we had some friends flying in to join us. As they arrived the next day, and once settled in on the boat, we walked over to dinner at Salt Lake, a beautiful waterfront spot situated right on the Great Salt Pond and just walking distance from the marina. We had stopped at St. Kitts on our way down the island chain, so we were already somewhat familiar with the layout of the land. Jenna hooked us up with a Jeep again, which gave us the opportunity to see what we missed the first time around. We spent a great day driving around, starting with lunch at Arthur's, a beachfront spot right on black sand of Deep Bay. From lunch, we made our way up to a massive stone ramparts of Brimstone Hill Fortress, which has some incredible views. We finished our day at Romney Manor, a beautiful botanical garden. At the gardens, there is a famous massive 400-year-old samán tree. It was quite amazing.